Morning, welcome back to my new English video. In this video I'm going to tell you that how to speak in English, but before start I'm going to tell you about myself. My name is Parveen Verma. I belong to Delhi. So today is my first video that I'm uploading on the whiteboard. So how to learn and how to teach. First I'm going to start, just listen me very first. How to speak in English. So how to speak in English. This is a problem of very every student that they are not going to speak in English. So the topic is that I have selected to teach you that how point that we should focus on the reading. So if you are going to focus on the reading, so I am passionately speaking about yourself that you are going to learn English every day. If I give you two and three books that you should read, I think that first the grammar book. The grammar books you should read because that it will improve your grammar skills. First of all, every learner of this language, they should understand that they should start to read about the grammar part. So any book that you should have in your area, so you should purchase. So you should purchase the grammar book from your market area. So what will it do? It will improve your grammar skills, because we know that without grammar we cannot speak, we cannot enhance our speaking skills. So first of all, read the grammar book, in which that it will contain each and everything that it will belong to your speaking skills. So improve your grammar skills. Without grammar you are not going to speak. But what you should focus on the grammar. Like first should start from the nouns, pronouns, pronouns, adjectives, gerund, articles. So there are major things that in grammar book it will contain. So in that you are going to learn about nouns, pronouns, adjectives, gerund, articles. You should understand that if you are making any sentence, like what do you mean by noun? Noun is the naming words. It's a naming word. So how can you construct the sentence without the noun? So you should understand that what do I mean by noun, because it's very first class of you that you're going to learn about the nouns. So if I make a sentence that I am Parveen Verma, okay, I am Parveen Verma, I am from India, I am from India. So it's very basic sentence that everybody should know that I am Parveen. So Parveen and India is a proper noun. If you know about the nouns, you can make sentences very clearly. And about the pronouns, pronoun mean like they are in the place of noun, like place in the places of noun. So what do we mean by the pronoun? We are using them in the place of noun. So like I, we, you, they, he, she, it. Like these are very basic things that you should control and you should focus. So it's your focus area. Like it's a core area that everybody that they are the beginner of speaking. So they should know about the nouns, pronouns, adjectives, gerund, and article. And there are more things written in the book. So first you should start from the books, like grammar books. And then second thing that I'm going to tell you about, okay, read the books. And the second point that you should focus, speak, speak English with your friends. So you will get to know, sir, how can we speak in English, because we don't know. We are very at the very first level. So if you are very first level, you know about ABCD, na? Just start making sentences of you. Like if I going to talk about your friends, so make those friends. Just I am giving you three and four top things like you should understand. Make those friends. Make those friends. They are able to speak. They are able to speak in English. From there you can make your points. From tell you that make those friends that they are able to speak, like how to make friends. And generally Go in a market. Let's just going to tell you the first point. Go in a market, club, markets, clubs, hospitals, schools, colleges. So you can understand that if you are a lady, like if you are watching me as a lady, so you are going in a market to buy the fruits. So you are going to buy the fruits. So just understand these points. It's very basic point that we miss this point and we are unable to speak in English. We are going in a market, so we can not just the fruit seller, that we can understand that we can make sentences. Just I want lady finger, I want this and this vegetable. So you can speak in English. I know that there are no friends that they can speak in English with you, but I know that you can make the sentences to go in a market. Like you are going in a club. So if you want to book, if you want book to book any ticket, so you should speak in English. If you're going in a hospital, talk to the talk to the receptionist, talk to the receptionist in English. Schools, speak in English with your friends. So in this way you can make the friends in this way. Guys, the third point that I am going to tell you, that revise your English vocabs. There's very basic things and very difficult point of view of the student, that they are not going to speak English because of their vocabularies. So I'm going to tell you that read 1000 verbs daily and make the sentences and make the sentences upon them. I know that it's a very difficult part for you, but it's that you have to make sure that you have to make sentences 100 verbs daily. So it's a very first point from the point of view of the vocabs, and make sentences upon them. So how to make the sentences? You know, sir, we are not going to speak in English. So how can we make the sentences? Pick the verbs like right. Pick the verb right from the dictionary. It's very simple meaning. So right means likha in Hindi. So how to write the sentences? So just I am I'm writing this diary. I am writing these notes. So make such kind of sentences every day. So you can take my example also. I am, they are. You can write they are writing the books every day. Every day. So you can take my example also. So you should pick 100 verbs daily and you should write the sentences, and on the verbs you should make the sentences. And you know what should you do? You should focus on pronunciation. You should write the sentences and make, I'm writing this diary. So you should understand that why am I writing the diary. You should have some knowledge about some results, and why am I writing the diary, why am I writing these notes, why am I writing these books every day. If you know the results, if you know the reasons why am I writing, so you should perfectly speak in English, and I'm pretty sure that you will speak in English. On the next core area, that we should focus on the 100 verbs daily. So how to make the sentences? First of all, learn the verbs daily in the form, first form, second form, third form. Because if you are going to learn in the second form, so you should understand you are using the past verbs. In the third also, the past verbs. And in the present verbs. Guys, that's very basic video that I'm going to make. So just I'm going to tell you that how to utilize your sentences, how to utilize your English vocabulary, that you can make the sentence and you can enhance your vocabulary. So if you make the sentence on a want, so want is very simple word, that I want this, I want tea, I want coffee. So in that way you can make the sentences. Just if I make a one sentence, I want tea, I want cup, I want cake. So in this way you can make sentences, very simple sentences and very concise sentences. In that way, why am I emphasizing on these things? Because it's the first thing, like everybody should know about them. And if you are going, guys, I'm going to talk about the fourth point. It's very last point, that in and in that I'm going to tell you that how did I start to speak in English. Everybody want to know that how did you start to speak in English. But in this video I'm not going to tell you each and everything, but it's very introduction class for you, that you can get to know about that. So how did I start to speak in English? So when I was in school, so everybody are studying in the school, but even I was not studying in the same school. I was in a government school. So in a government school, you know that they are not going to teach you how to speak, just they are reading the books, and after that we are reading the books. So in that way, that we are going to learn only 2 and 3%. So in school, in a government school, so it's not a major role for the teachers to teach me how to speak. But yeah, there was a role of teachers, like how to read. So they taught me how to read, taught me how to read. So in that reading I started to speak. But from very early age, when I was around 8 years, before 8 years I was not able to speak. But after 8 years, when I was in a sixth standard, so there I started to speak only 5%, because I was reading in the different school. So the school plays a very different role, and they had, different scenario of the students. So in that I started to speak 5%. Why and how? And because of reading the books, making friends, and majorly that I was reading newspapers, journals, and everything. So, guys, I'm going to tell you that when I was in 8th standard, so my spoken skills started to energize. I was speaking with my friends, because when I went to the tuition center, it played a major role for me, because there were private school students, private school school students. So they studied amongst us. So they were speaking English to English each other, and even they were asking the question from the teachers. So I started to glamorize my spoken skill, that how am I unable to speak and they are able to speak. So I categorized them, and I analyzed my knowledge, that I am nothing, I am not doing anything in my life. So from there I took a determination, I took a step, that I will speak with my friends, and I made the friends, and I revise vocabularies, I revise each and everything, because I was not taking English tuition because of maths tuition, because of science tuition, that they, I met with them, and these friends, you know grow my knowledge. So from 8th standard, so it was my 8th standard. So the tuition center played a major role. Even you are knowing about this, that you are going to a tuition center, if they are speaking English to English with you. So you should understand that the tuition center and the schooling are very different. I am going to tell you the last point, how to grow maturity level while speaking in English. Okay. This is a language you should understand. And how to grow maturity. So grow maturity, the first point, and while speaking in English. So it's very basic things that you should grow, that how to grow maturity level when you are speaking in English with your friends. Like when I was in 8th standard, I told you. But I will tell you my story. But just I apart from my story, I am just going to talk about the fifth point, because this is not the time that tell my stories. I'm not going to be moralized about my story, so I'm not going to do anything like. So just I'm going to tell, and I'm just growing your maturity level while speaking English. How to grow maturity level when you are speaking? So you should use hand movements, because when you are speaking the hand movements, so you are able to click yourself, you are click personality in front of the other person, they can understand you. Because I'm not saying that you should make the accent while speaking with your friends, with your anybody else, like strangers, if you met anywhere, like you are going in a market, you are going to make any tickets, you're going in a club, you are going in a hospital, if you are meeting any strangers, so speak in English with them. So how to speak in English? While speaking in English, that you should understand, don't be personalized. Don't be personalized. Because why I'm ignoring this point, like why should you not be a personalized? I know that to be personalized, you are going to be friendly, like friendly in your local language. So but remove the local language. If you are professionally speaker, if you want to become a professional in this language, professionally understand this point, like we should not become a friendly in local language, because this is your urban language. That professional in this language, it is urban language. If you are going to admit yourself in hospital, so if you are going to speak in English, how can you speak in English, so you are not going to speak in a Haryani language. So you should understand this point. So the last thing that I am just going to teach you, that it's a homework for everyone. Make 100 sentences, send me a message. I have written the 5 points. Just make sure that you should learn everything from these points, and if you clicked them, you are able to speak. Thank you guys. Bye. Make sure that you should subscribe my videos, and